Hello friends, welcome to UPSC CSE. Let's crack it in English. So without any further delay, let's start with today's class. I'm Siddhi Bangard. Good morning everybody. And I hope after this class you have a brilliant day. So with that, I'm Siddhi Bangard. I have 3 years of teaching experience and I graduated from BIT Mesra. I have appeared for 4 mains and an interview. I also appeared for RBI grade pre, both prelims and mains, and qualified CAT, ZAT, and all the other exams, and finally did my MBA in HR from XLRI Jamshedpur. So, folks, without much ado, you all know you are already here. You know about Unacademy. We are the largest online platform for UPSC CSE examination, and we offer you a lot of services and a lot of help to help you prepare better. For example, daily life classes, live tests and quizzes. Our courses are completely aligned to the UPSC syllabus and unlimited access to all our courses with just one subscription of Unacademy. And as of now, we've already started the Unacademy Iconic program. It is up and running. So it is both for freshers as well as the repeat aspirants. Anybody can take part in this program and you will be assigned a personal mentor so that he will be there in the entire UPSC journey that you are going to undertake. So the hard work will be yours and the guidance will be yours. With that, I'll come to the crux of the entire thing, which is, so for our plus courses, if you use my code SPSIDHI or SBUS, you just have to pay 40,000 because you get an 10% discount. And for any UPSC CSE subscription, whether plus or Unacademy, if you use my code SPSIDHI, you get an instant 10% off, which makes our 2-year courses for less than 58,000 and our iconic courses for 2-year at 90,000 and our iconic courses for 1 year to less than 58,000 if you use my code SPSIDHI or SBUS, whichever suits you. Using any one of these codes will get you an instant 10% off under the UPSC CSE category. With that, folks, choose wisely, choose Unacademy and choose Iconic. So let's begin today's class. This is my course already running on Unacademy. In fact, I'm launching an IER course. So we have till now covered India Asia edition on the YouTube. Now the course is moving to Unacademy. There I will be covering India and the World series part 1 and then India and the World series part 2. So series part 1 will be covered in August. There will be approximately 8 lectures in which I will be covering India Japan, India Russia, India US, India Middle East and India and Africa. In the series part 2 I will be covering India and Latin America and India and Europe and the remaining countries. So with that, we'll have a comprehensive coverage of international relations which can be utilized both for your optionals, that is political science and IR, and also for your GS mains. With that, folks, let's start for today. I hope all of you are very much geared up because I am absolutely geared up and very happy to be here this morning. So the ground rules are: feel free to be wrong, feel free to fail as much as possible, so that you don't make mistakes in the actual exam and you become very resilient. The failures do not disturb you. Also, don't be sad if you make mistakes. It is okay to make mistakes. You make mistakes only when you are trying hard to do something good. All right. And remember both your mistakes and successes. 30 seconds to read, 30 seconds to answers for 15% of the questions. For the rest, we'll see as it comes. But most importantly, enjoy the morning session. And I'm very sure you will improve each day as we progress. With that, folks, so the monthly 5, it's 1st August, but I've still put July because some of the questions were left. We didn't have a session on 31st July. So I'll cover some of the questions from the last few days of July here in the monthly 5. So there you go. First question on your screens. 10 seconds to read, 20 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. Your time starts now. This one is a very easy one. Every one of you should get it correct. Okay, folks. So what are the correct answers? All right, all right. So Naveen has answered it correctly. Fanindra has answered it correctly. Yes, it is Department of Fisheries. Guys, am I loud and clear? Because I'm speaking at the top of my volume. The rest is my pitch. I can't help it. All right. Okay. So most of you have answered it correctly. Suman, it is not C. It is Matsya Sampada. Matsya here means fish. So definitely it has to be Department of Fisheries. So option number A is correct. But why did I include such an easy question here? Because this Matsya Sampada program or the PM Matsya Sampada program was actually announced in the budget of 2019-20. It's the first time that we have given a 20,000 crore budget to fisheries. So that's a huge, huge budget that we are giving to for the development of fisheries or to have another blue revolution in our country. That's why this entire thing becomes very important, and this is what I wanted to teach you through this question. Okay, so most of you have answered it correctly. Sanjeev and Suman have got it incorrect. Rest of you, all of you have answered it correctly. So good performance, guys. Let's move on to this. What is it all about? So, folks, actually this magazine or this newsletter, Matsya Sampada, is actually just launched in July, this July only. And it will be published on a quarterly basis starting from the first quarter of 2020-21. Now, it got late. It's not the first quarter, it is actually the second quarter of 2020-21 because of the coronavirus thing. So let's study further more about Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. What is it all about? So this scheme is actually about bringing blue revolution through sustainable and responsible development of fishery sector in India. Now, folks, with the climate change so much into fashion and so much into normal parlance, definitely sustainable and responsible development of any sector of our economy becomes one of the far-reaching objectives of any scheme that you have. In fact, the two reasons why I've included this question today is first to make you aware of the scheme because this is an important scheme. The second thing I want to make you aware is how to learn the aims and objectives of any scheme. I will give you a small formula here so that you can, even if you do not know about any scheme, you can write about that scheme. So first of all, the important thing about this scheme is that it is a 20,000 crore scheme. So it is the highest ever investment we are actually doing into fisheries. We have a huge coastline, 7,500 kilometers of coastline. So this program should do much good to us. Also, it is a 5-year program from 2021 to 2024-25. That means the entire span plus additional years of this government will be covered in all the states and union territories. Now, how to remember the aims and objectives of any scheme? So, the first one will be, since climate change is in so much fashion, the first will be whatever sector we want to harness, either in agriculture or in any other sector, we will be doing it in a sustainable and responsible manner and an inclusive and equitable manner so that everybody gets a chance to develop. So that is a very, very common theme, sabka saath, sabka vikas, or sustainable development, or climate shouldn't be affected. So that will be your first point. The second point will be, if there is anything which has a value chain means whatever sector you take, there is an entire process by which you do something. For example, the food processing industry, right? So in that you have a pre-harvest phase, then you have a manufacturing phase, and then you have a post-harvest phase. So in whatever scheme we do, we will try to hit all the components there. So if it is about food processing, you will say we will try to strengthen our pre-harvest and post-harvest structure, both of them. And you will have an intuitive idea which actually structure needs to be strengthened more. So here also we are saying that we will try to strengthen our post-harvest management. Why? Because fisheries or fish are perishable items. So if you have better cold storage, if you have better handling of the fisheries, there will be lesser wastage. So that's the second one that you can write very, very intuitively. The third is we will try to increase our gross value added in exports, which is a common theme. In all the manufacturing activities we do, in all the sectors that we involve ourselves in, we try to increase our gross value added or we try to increase our exports. Exports is a common theme. You can obviously write about it. The fourth important thing is we try to influence the lives of all those involved in a positive manner. That means in any sector, be it the MSMEs, be it the food processing, if it is the food processing industries, we want the farmers to benefit and the consumers to benefit. If it is the MSMEs, we want the manufacturers to benefit or the small time manufacturers to benefit and the consumers to benefit. So if similarly it is fisheries, we want the fish farmers or the the fishermen to benefit. So how do they benefit? In a social sense, in a physical sense, and in providing an economic security to them. And most importantly, for any scheme, why do we bring in any scheme? To better the implementation of the scheme. And how do we better the implementation of the scheme? By having rules and bylaws and a proper structure and procedural flow around that scheme. So having a robust management and regulatory framework, and that is how you can write at least 4 or 5 or 6 aims and objectives or points about any scheme, whether you know about it or whether you don't know about it. Even if you have a slight idea, using your common sense, you can write a complete answer. With that, folks, let's move to the next question. 15 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. Any doubts so far? Great. All clear to everybody? Very good. I see some new students here. So I hope that you like this class, and if you have any doubts, anybody, please feel free to ask. Your time starts now. Okay, I got my first correct answer. It's Jyoti Shukla. Yes, Jyoti has been reading the newspapers. Gaitonde Bhau has been reading the newspapers. Nandu has been reading the newspapers, and Bonam has been reading the newspapers. Yes, it is D. It is not B. It looks likely that it should be Udyami Mitra, but no, it is actually Udyam registration. This portal has been launched very recently in July only, and this is actually there to register the MSMEs and to directly give them a certificate. So they don't have to pay anything to get themselves registered. All right. Secondly, they don't have to go to any office to get themselves registered, and the document requirement for registration is also very minimal. Just a PAN card or an Aadhaar card will suffice to give you a registration certificate, which then you can use wherever you want for all your government functionalities. Now let's see where this is, and this portal is called Udyam Registration. It's an initiative by the Ministry of MSMEs, micro, small or medium enterprises. Now first we'll actually look at the criteria. So let's look at the micro criteria, the small criteria and the medium criteria. So the ranges are from less than 1 crore in the investment part, and then you have here the turnover. So there are now just two things that we will be considering to classify industries into micro, small and medium: the investment and the turnover. Investment means how much money you have invested there, and turnover means how much profit or sales turnover you are having. Now coming here, less than 1 crore will be the investment in micro, and less than 5 crore will be the turnover in micro. Small, we have investment less than 10 crore and less than 50 crore here in turnover, and less than 50 crore here and less than 250 crores here. So if you see, they are all in multiples of 5, 1 into 5, 10 into 5 and 50 into 5, right? So into 5, if you do, into investment, the easiest way to remember is investment into 5 will be your turnover limits for each of these categories. And how to remember this? This is 1 into 10 into 5. That is for the investment. And multiplied that by 5, you get the turnover criteria. So that's how they have divided these industries. Yes, yes, it has been operational, Varun. Right. Now, coming back here, so this is how the portal actually looks like. Beautifully designed portal, and as you can see, it is very, very simple. I can simplify it. Say for example, if I am doing a business, for example, if I am running an academy, I will simply write my name here, Siddhi Bangard, and I will give my Aadhaar number 886, whatever that 13-digit number here, and then I will press, there is a registration button here, I will press it and I will directly get the registration there, and then I can go to print certificate and get my registration certificate. All right. So this is a very, very simple website that they have made, and that is why here it is called Udyam Registration. So this is the portal name. All right. So let's focus. Next question. Any doubts so far? Any questions that you have? Let me know. Else your time starts now. Again, this question is a very important development. Great, Bonum. No doubts? Very good. Okay, I haven't received a correct answer yet. Anyone? People are having confusions here? This is an important development in our country, so we should know about it actually. There's been a lot of opposition to the amendment to this act. Okay, so the first correct answer that I've got here is Fanindra Kumar. Yes, it is B only. The first one is incorrect. No, not just organizations. Now, the amendment, the latest amendment suggests that even individuals can be designated as terrorists. So, this is the new law. And that is why it was so much in news, because a lot of people, especially a lot of professors, have been arrested under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So this is also called the Sedition Act. And what is the sedition section? 124A, under which a lot of people have been booked. So a lot of individuals have been taken to jail because they are doing sedition against India. So that was possible because there was a recent amendment made where it designated even individuals as terrorists, which was not there earlier. The second thing is, yes, the act will be applicable to the offenders in the same manner, whether they are inside the country or they are committing the crime outside the country. So that is how it is. Who else has given the correct answer is Bonam. Aditya has given the correct answer. Very good, Aditya. Nandu has given the correct answer. Suman has given the correct answer. Sivaranjani has given the correct answer. Vivek, you are here in my class. Very good. Gaitonde has given the correct answer. Varun has given the correct answer. Yes, Sivaranjani, individual also. Okay. Yes, Gaitonde, you're right. And yes, Aditya, you're right. It's 124A. So what I want you guys to do is, actually, there is this article. I will share this link with you in the comment section. All right. So this is an Indian Express article which has explained the evolution of the Unlawful Activities Act from TADA, or from the TADA Act to the UAPA Act. The entire description, how the terrorist acts have actually evolved inside our country, is there in this article, the explained article. I will share this article. I want you guys to actually go through it, because this is an important question. This is related to freedom of speech. This is related to freedom of expression. This is related to if and when the government is using the power in a wrong way against its own citizens, or is the executive misabusing or abusing its powers. So all of these questions and queries are actually concerned with this. So it can be an important mains question from the GS2 point of view. That's why I want you guys to read this article. I will share this with you in the comment section post the class. All right. Any confusions here? And this act is actually applicable in the entire territory of India. So now it also applies to J&K. No territory has been left out of it. Okay. Next question on your screen, folks. This is an easy one. The India's first plasma bank. But the theory that we will discuss after it, that is very important. Yes? So let's start. Your time starts now. Oh, very good. I already got 3 correct answers. Yes, it is A, New Delhi. Very good. So everybody knows it's New Delhi. Now, guys, do you understand the process of plasma therapy? Because I just want to go briefly into the plasma therapy thing. Now, they actually inaugurated India's first plasma bank at the Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences. Actually, this hospital was a non-COVID hospital. This hospital was made a plasma bank so that the patients or those people who are coming in to donate plasma, they do not feel threatened. That if it was a COVID hospital, people wouldn't have come here. However, even when they have opened a plasma bank, and it is a very recent development, the on-ground report is not very, very enthusiastic, because the legal hassles or the bureaucratic hassles that are there to actually go and donate plasma are very high, and people are finding it very difficult to actually go and do that. So only 75 people have as of now donated the plasma. Yes, everybody is correct here. I think, where did I put that? Wait a second. I think I put it at some other place. Any which ways. So, okay. Actually, I wanted to explain you the entire plasma thing, how it was working. I think I missed out that slide somewhere. So, maybe I'll take it at the end of the session. I'll open the correct slide. Alright, folks. There, the entire plasma process was explained. But most importantly, the point I wanted to make was the difference between plasma therapy, or no, I think it is following. Then I'll just wait. Let's move on to the next question. Yes, I've covered it. Okay. Yes, Aditya. Those who have recovered from COVID-19 can donate their plasma, but there is a time limit, which I'll discuss after the question number 5. So I've included that slide, and your time starts now. After this slide, we'll discuss the entire plasma thing in detail. I thought I missed out that slide, but I haven't. So that's a good thing, because I want to do it in detail, because there is a very, very important question related to this entire thing, which is important for us to know. Okay, Jyoti and Bonam both are correct. Yes, it is C, option number C. So it is not A, guys. Option number C is absolutely correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Yes, only plasma is extracted and the other components of blood are returned to the body. We do not need those other components of blood. That's why it's called the plasma rich therapy, PRP therapy. Plasma rich therapy or plasma rich process that is injected into somebody. Now let's study what it is about. And your blood contains red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets and plasma. So these are the 4 components of blood that you have to remember. And only plasma is extracted and the other components are returned to the body. So let's see how it is done. There it is, the entire process. So first, approximately a pint of your blood is actually removed. Here they have shown some smaller amount of blood being removed. So 30 to 60 milliliters of your blood is removed. Then there is a centrifuge which actually separates red blood cells and the plasma or whatever the components of blood are into different parts. So there we actually get isolated platelet rich plasma, that is the PRP here. So once we get this platelet rich plasma, then we inject it into a person's arm or we inject it into a person's body. Now, why are we doing it? Because somebody who has recently, good morning Ramkumar. Akshay, it is easy. We'll discover how. So, somebody who has been actually discovered or has recently recovered from COVID-19, so the antibodies tend to stay in your body because you have recently fought the infection. So, the timeline that we have kept for that recovery period. So, if somebody had infection and then now they have turned negative, so after 14 days from when they have tested negative, they can go and donate their plasma. That is the timeline. Now, the thing is that people might think that if you go and donate that blood, then you might lose all your plasma. No, that doesn't happen. The plasma proteins that you lose during the process when you're donating plasma will be restored again in your body in the next 1 or 3 days. So that is automatically made by the body and you will not suffer from any plasma deficiency in your body. So if you know your near and dear ones, ask them to actually go and donate plasma. It is an important thing. It will help us boost immunity of all the other people and it will actually help prevent the spread. Now, the process of plasma donation is called apheresis. So remember the name because they might not say plasma rich protein or they might not say that plasma therapy is there or convalescent plasma is there. The plasma word might not be used. So you should know the exact word. It is called apheresis. All right. And let's see how or what exactly is the difference between normal plasma therapy and the vaccine, because this question will be there in your mind. Sorry, Bonam, is there any query that you have about antibodies? Because you've simply written antibodies. Is there any query that you guys have? Then please let me know. So the most important thing that you need to remember, the difference between plasma and vaccine is that plasma is passive immunization. Passive immunization. What does that mean? That the antibodies that are injected into your body through the plasma therapy will stay in your body for approximately around 3 weeks, not more than that. So they will help you protect against infection, or the antibodies will help you fight against the infection. So it is both for therapeutic or fighting infection purpose or protecting you against infection purpose. That means prophylactic use. For example, the HCQ was also used for prophylactic use. Hydroxychloroquine, the anti-malarial drug, were also used to prevent infection. So when you want to prevent something, then it's prophylactic. When you want to treat something, then it's therapeutic. So the plasma therapy can be used for both purposes. However, the immunity only remains for 21 days. That is why it is different from a vaccine. And hence, vaccine, since it gives you long-term protection, vaccine is active immunization, whereas the convalescent plasma is passive immunization. All right, what do we mean by convalescent plasma? It means hyperimmune plasma. Your plasma has antibodies in it and it is immune to a certain specific disease. Understood? Everybody? Any doubts? Okay, if there is any doubt, please let me know. Let's move on to our next round. The quick 10 questions. It will have both static and current questions. So unlike the monthly 5, which only has current questions, this will have both static and current questions. So let's begin. This is your first question. 15 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. Good morning, Gurpreet. Only those who have recovered from COVID can donate the plasma, because only they will have the antibodies and hence that can be used in immunization. All right, folks, another 5 seconds and your time starts now. Okay, so I already have an answer. Nandu is very excited today. He's like, ma'am, I have always done well, but most of the times I tend to skip. This time I won't do that. Okay. Who else? Oh, everybody has been reading newspapers. So except for Naveen, everybody has given me correct answer. The first being Nandu. Yes, guys, the correct answer is B. The sanctuary is not a part of Kaveri estuary, it is a part of Godavari estuary. Guys, you know what are estuarine ecosystems? So this is where the mangrove ecosystems, they are where the sea meets the river. That is where you form estuaries. So estuaries are basically reverse form of deltas. Deltas is where there's a lot of spread of your river actually distributes it into small distributaries. In estuary, there is actually a combination of everything coming together. So where there is no delta, there is an estuary that is forming. So Kaveri and Godavari, in fact, most of the east flowing rivers, they form estuaries and they don't form deltas, except for the Ganga. So that's how it happens. Now, this Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary is actually, yes, it's an extensive mangrove and dry deciduous tropical forest. In fact, it is the second largest mangrove forest in India after the Sundarbans. And it is in Andhra Pradesh, and it is home to the critically endangered white-backed vulture and the long-billed vulture. So everybody, yes, you're right, Jyoti. You're right. It's for the peninsular rivers mostly. Now, coming here, let's talk about this. So why was this entire thing in news? This entire thing was in news because we want to declare Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary as a World Heritage Site. So right now we have prepared a committee which will actually decide what to put in the papers so that we can get the World Heritage Sites World Heritage Site tag for the Koringa Sanctuary. So once that happens, UNESCO will help India in developing tourism and protecting the wildlife in the mangroves. Now, Can you identify which vulture is which one? So there was one which was white bagged and there was another one which was long billed. So this is the white bagged vulture and this is the long billed or slender billed vulture. As you can see, the bill is very long, or slender billed vulture, and this is the white back vulture. So it has a white back. So both these vultures, they are critically endangered. They are found in the Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary. Yes, you're right, Bonam. It is in AP. Yes, it was not in AP. It is still in AP, Faninder. So it is here. That's why I wanted to show you to you on the map. So it's just right here besides Korelu. That's why I've marked it Koringa. This small piece of place here is Koringa. This is the entire map of Andhra Pradesh and the various places here. Guys, can you identify this place? Nagarjuna Sagar Srisalam Tiger Reserve. It is the largest tiger reserve in India. All right. So should we? Yes, you're right, Aditya. The right one is long billed and the left one is white backed. Okay. Chal. Next question on your screen, folks. Aditya, this you should get correct because this I have taught in the science and technology classes, right? So 10 seconds more and then I'll start the time. Your time starts now. Actually, with this question, it's actually an easy question, but what I'm going to show you today will blow your mind. What they have done with this telescope is just brilliant. Pabali, you're late to the class. What happened? Okay. Jyoti, Pabali, Naveen, Suman, everybody has given me the correct answer except for Supriya, Sujit. Guys, it's not B. Both 1 and 2 are correct. So yes, it will create a 3D X-ray map of the universe. So the name itself, Spectrum Roentgen Gamma Telescope, it's also called Spectre RG. So this name or this name, it is the same telescope. Now, why did actually Russia? So it's a integration. This RG here stands for Russian-German collaboration. This is a collaboration between Russia and Germany. Why did they come together? Because Russia tried to send a telescope on its own and it failed. So then it asked the Germans to help it out. And now they have both together sent up this telescope into the space. Now, Lagrangian points I've already taught a lot of times. So it is at Lagrangian point L2 so that it can cover the entire universe properly, and Roentgen is there in the name. So Wilhelm Roentgen. Does the name ring a bell? This guy was the one who discovered X-rays, and that's why this entire telescope is actually based on X-rays. It will capture photons which are X-ray or which are in the X-ray range and thus form the picture of universe. So this is the first one. That's why it will form a X-ray map of the universe, which I will show you right now. And it will also help unveil unknown supermassive black holes. So because it will form a complete X-ray map of the universe, we will be able to see what are the regions which are not emitting any light and what are the regions which are actually emitting light, because now we will have a complete map. So it will help us unveil more things about the galactic objects. So going further, without much ado, let's see. Gurpreet, you've also correct. Oh, it's okay, Pabali. Then it is okay. Please do take care. And if you want, please go and take rest. All right? Don't be here. Yes, I remember, Aditya. We did that actually. Here also I will show you an amazing picture. And here is a YouTube link which beautifully explains how this telescope is actually making a 3D X-ray map of the universe, which I will share in the comment section because here I can't show you. On a YouTube channel, I can't show you a YouTube video. So that's the irony of this channel. However, actually, this SRG telescope will actually be able to detect 3 million supermassive black holes from the Milky Way, All right, the 3D X-ray map. So that is one point, and black holes, that is the second point. And it was launched from Kazakhstan. It has already been launched in July 19, and the actual name is Spectre RG. So don't forget, it's a Russian-German collaboration. It will utilize X-rays. It will formulate a 3D map of the universe, and it will help unveil supermassive black holes. Black holes still remain a mystery because no light is emitted from them, so we actually don't know where they are present. Now, this part of the telescopic array, that is the e-Rosetta, it has actually sent out a beautiful image after 182 days of operation or 6 months of operation, which I'm about to show you now. This is the amazing photograph. This is actually the entire universe in one picture. It has been able to capture the entire universe in one X-ray picture. This is an X-ray picture of the universe, which it has captured after 6 months. Yes? And this blue line that you see here, this is actually the Milky Way galaxy at the center plane. And the other are other galactic objects that we have been able to identify. That's why we were able to actually mark them, that this is a Shapley supercluster, this is a Centaurus supercluster, or a cluster of stars or various nebulas, for example, the Orion Nebula. So some parts we were able to identify, a lot of others we were not able to identify. But now, since it has been shown on a map, scientists will now work more and try to identify what the other regions of the space are telling us more, or what kind of galactic objects we now have more. So this was the beautiful picture that came out, and it made waves in the entire world. Yes? Okay. Chalo. So we'll go further. I will give you that YouTube link. That's a 3-minute video, just a 3-minute video, and it will completely explain you how this e-Rosetta has completely worked and managed to capture the X-ray of the sky, the complete sky. Okay, let's come to the next question. Okay, 20 seconds to read it and another 30 seconds to answer it. Now Varun is telling me the dates. Varun is becoming like me now. I remember, Varun, you remind me of those times, and your time starts now, folks. So Varun reminds me of those times when I was preparing, and I used to remember the column, the page number, the news item, and the date on which the news was published in the Hindu. That was the height of my preparation while I was preparing. So you remind me of that, Varun. Thanks, Rangesh. Okay. Anybody with clear answers? Bonam has given a correct answer. Who else? Pubali, Nandu, Sivranjani, Sujit. This is your first correct answer, I think, for today. Yes? I think you're enjoying the session. So yes, option number 2 is actually correct. It was found by Gosal Makhaliputta, that's correct, Ajivika sect. And this ascetic sect actually emerged at about the same time as Buddhism and Jainism. In fact, according to historians, this sect, the Ajivikas, were actually in opposition to Buddhism and Jainism. And that's why, since they did not like the teachings of either of Buddhism or Jainism, this sect was a new one. And they were the Shramanas. These are ascetics which are kind of hippies, people are actually scared of them. So, yes, Aditya, it is not C, I guess, it is C. Sorry. Fourth right answer. Very good, Sujit. Very good. Then brilliant performance. 50% you're getting. You're already almost halfway there. So don't worry. Okay. So most of my students have got it correct. Supriya, you got it correct. All right. Gurpreet, what happened? And Varun, why did you mark option 2 only? Yes, you're right, Gurpreet. It was adopted by Bindusar, and then Buddhism was adopted by Ashoka. But the amazing thing that you will find is, which I will tell you now. So, first things first, actually this person, Goshala Maskari Putra or Makhali Put, basically He was not even the founder. So there is still some doubts about him being the founder, but he was a principal proponent of the Ajivikas sect. Now, the important thing about the Ajivikas is how I know about them is because my maternal grandfather, he used to follow this sect. It's a very, very old sect. And I remember him telling my father when just before he was very, very old and he was talking to my father and I was sitting there and he told my father that everything in the world is already fixed. Everything happens because of a destiny. The work that you do, even the karma that you do, it is based on your own destiny. Your destiny makes you do the karma. So Buddhism and Jainism, they believed in karma, that if you do bad karma, you attain bad things, right? Or any other Hindu philosophy actually believes in the karma philosophy, but here the Ajivikas believed in destiny, that your destiny is fixed. Whatever actions you do are related because your destiny has fixed them for you. Whatever outcomes will be there, the destiny is already fixed. So nothing that you do can actually change your destiny. All right. In fact, they considered the karma doctrine as a fallacy. Now, the important thing which I want to tell you is this cave. Can anybody identify it? Yes, Bonam. Actually, not first followed by, but it was first patronized by. That you can say. That Bindusar actually patronized it. See, Bonam, the literary sources for history are so less, especially for the ancient ones, that we can only, with some surety, say that something has been done by somebody. In fact, this person, Mogaliputra, even he being the founder of this religion, it's not very clear. It is disputed. Yes? So, can anybody guess what is this historical monument that I'm showing you here? It's a very, very famous historical monument, beautifully built, and I will relate it to one more monument that I saw in Mahabalipuram. And from the construction wise, it is one of the richest constructions that has been done. Can anybody identify it? These are the Loma Rishi caves. You must have heard about them in a lot of prelims questions. They are in the Barabar region of Bihar or the Barabar region of caves. There are a lot of caves there. This especially is the Loma Rishi cave, the most famous caves of the Barabar caves in Bihar. A lot of people must have already seen it. Yes, Rangesh, you have seen them. I want to actually go and see them. They're beautiful. Take a look at the arch. Now imagine during the time of Bindusar, they have actually, the importance of this arch is this structure, the arch, and this minute intricate work that you see here, the jali work that you see here, or this doorway you see here, was actually originally a part of the wooden architecture of the palaces or whatever things they used to have as a part of their construction. So for the first time, you can actually see these kind of arches which already only existed in the wooden forms, now being carved on stone. And this gate is the gate of the Loma Rishi cave. And this cross section that I'm showing you, the plan and the top view that I'm showing you, is of the Loma Rishi cave. And the famous thing about Loma Rishi caves is there were two chambers. No, it is not the Rath temple, Aditya. In the Mahabalipuram, so if you go to the Arjuna's penance monument in Mahabalipuram, if you go there, I went there at night. So if you go and if you're able to go, so there is a big boulder called Krishna's ball of Makhan. So if you go behind that boulder, there is a small cave. There is a Durga cave and a Durga temple or a Durga cave made there. And I went there at night. So I entered using my phone torchlights and it was exactly the same chambers that were made here. However, that Durga cave temple that is there, so that's a 8th century thing there, and this one is very, very ancient. But that cave was almost a similar structure. The only difference is here the caves have two chambers, one small chamber and one larger chamber. So it is predicted, yes, Chandresh, you're right. So it is predicted that the larger chamber was used for assembly. A lot of people can gather there and then do their prayers. The smaller chamber was done for smaller assembly. For if somebody, if he wanted to sit in peace, he could go inside and sit inside peace and then do his tapasya or whatever mindfulness sessions he wanted to do or meditation sessions he or she wanted to do. So these are very, very rich caves because, and these are, if you go inside these caves, the chambers are huge and the ecosystem. That's why I've included here a YouTube video here. So there they have shown how the ecosystem inside the cave works. So all the voices, they come together and the meditation becomes more effective, and the entire cave is glazed from inside. It's polished, so they still look like they're new. There's nothing else inside these caves, but they're beautifully made. And to have caves like these made were a luxury during those times. So Ajivikas had a significant patronage from the Mauryan Empire, and that is why they are very, very important. And as per the inscriptions which have been found inside these caves, they were built by Ashoka. So that's why they are very, very famous. Remember them? These are, I think, one of the last few remnants of the Ajivika sect in our country, and that's why the Loma Rishi caves or the Badavar caves are very, very famous. Yes? I think that's a little bit different, Bonam. And I'll have to see, actually check it out before I actually comment on the Loma festival, because I haven't heard about it, but I'll surely check it. If it is there, I will surely check it. All right. Yes, Jyoti, they're simply amazing. Okay. And this is the outside view. These are the Badabar Hills for you. And this is how the entire cave structure looks like. It's huge. It's extremely huge. Can you see this entire? This is a panoramic view of the Badabar Hills. So there are hills covered all the sides, and this is the Badabar caves. I went into the Durga cave temple, Aditya, but I didn't have the privilege to go to Bihar. I was in Jharkhand for a while. I should have gone to the Badabar Hills, but I would want to go into the Badabar Hills. But I have gone to McLeodganj, so I have meditated there in Dharamshala and McLeodganj, where the Dalai Lama actually lives. I have been to that Durga cave temple, which is there in Mahabalipuram. So yes, it was beautiful. And since it was late at night, I was very scared of the ghost, so I came running outside. So I don't think you want me to elaborate more on how I was scared, right? Because that will be embarrassing for me. Okay. All right. Next question on your screen, folks. And Aditya, today here, this will answer your queries. You had asked me during our science and tech sessions, the IMEI number and the central register for equipment. So this today answers your questions. Another 10 seconds to go, and then another 30 seconds to answer this question. Yes, Suman, I know you are from Bihar. Mostly the people with Jha surnames are from Bihar. I had a couple of teachers from there, so I know. And must have been a wonderful experience for you to actually visit these places. Extremely attractive places. I am so attracted to ancient India. All right, folks. Next question on your screens. So today, Aditya, this doubt will be completely clear regarding the IMEI number. Yes, you remember? I remembered this when I was putting this question here, that I forgot to answer his question, and now today I'll answer your question completely. Okay. Okay, folks. The correct answer is Fanindra has answered it correctly. Yes, it is actually said. You're right. It is surmised that the Sultanate rulers actually brought in the arch system. So I'll tell you something here. It's not exactly the arch that if you see the arc which is drawn here in the Loma Rishi caves, it's like this, right? There is no keystone structure. Whereas if you see the Mughal arches, you will see a keystone structure. There is this rock or this stone in between, and there's separate stone structures. What they have made here is something you can also witness in Rajput structures that I have at my place. So they are made of a single stone here. There is no keystone. The arches which Mughals made, they were actually real arches. So that is how it is. That's why they were able to master it in 3rd century BC, because it was not the exact arch that I'm talking about, but something that was carved in the form of an arch on a wooden structure, something like this. Okay, so it's different. The arches that Mughals made were made of separate stones, and this center stone used to hold everything together. And here it is a little different. I hope it answers your question. So all those who have answered in C are correct. Yes, both the points. The IMEI number actually is the international equipment number. That means internationally your equipment has a single number, so that one equipment can be differentiated from the other. Now, how do we ensure that all the equipments have separate numbers? Because all the dealers and manufacturers, they are given a series of numbers. It is like the DNS numbering, the numbering that you give to your IP numbers. India has a set of IP numbers with it. America has a set of IP numbers with it. So similarly, you give different IMEI number series to different dealers. And this piece of information actually includes manufacturing, country, manufacturer and model number. So that is what the IMEI number involves. The second point is, yes, the IMEI can be acknowledged or used to reduce the mobile phone thefts, though I don't actually see it working in our country. I have to apologize to say this, but I really did not get much help from the police to recover my 14,000 rupees phone. So I'm highly disappointed by that. Any which ways. Coming back, so the government has already implemented the Central Equipment Identity Register. That is the reason I actually put this question into our questions for today. So to actually have a central repository, right now the IMEI numbers are with different dealers. Yes, you're welcome, Aditya. So when that is happening, when the IMEI numbers are with different dealers, so we will actually, if any phone gets it gets stolen, you have to actually approach different dealers. Now, if you maintain a central equipment identity registers for all the IMEI numbers that belong to India, we will be better able to track those phones. Yes. So now we are actually maintaining a central equipment identity register. So it is separate from the IMEI number. IMEI number is an international number. It is an international mobile equipment identity number. And the CEIR will actually have the IMEI. So CEIR will be the overarching entity which will contain all the IMEI numbers that belong to India, along with the model number, the version of the phone and the international mobile equipment identity. Yes, so CEIR is the database, IMEI is the individual equipment number. Is it correct? Gaitonde, it actually depends on how long we to take it. However, there are 20 questions and I like to explain my students in detail whatever I'm teaching, so that if the question comes in any format, so it's not just one question, any format if it comes in, you will be able to answer it, both the static and the current part. Alright? Okay folks, let's proceed. And this is some additional information about the CEIR which I want to share you. I don't want to share the objectives. We clearly know we want to have it to protect the stolen devices. Now this, actually there is a 15-digit code. The IMEI is a 15-digit code that is assigned to every device. So remember that. And a dual SIM phone will have two IMEI numbers. That is another point of importance. Now, the other important point is the concern with the CEIR. If you are maintaining a central database, what is the problem with that? The problem is, what is the authority who should maintain such a high value database? Because there's a lot of important information. So as of now, the TRAI is doing it. The Telecom Authority of India is actually doing it. The second issue was, if there is a cloning or reprogramming of the stolen or unauthorized mobile phones, how will we actually check it against the genuine IMEI numbers? Because if you block any IMEI number, if you block even the cloned IMEI number, you run the risk of actually blocking the authentic one only. So for example, I have a 15-digit code on my phone. Somebody clones that number and has another phone. Now, if we want to block the cloned number, my IMEI also gets blocked. So these are the two concerns, primary concerns with the IMEI thing. So if now any question comes regarding CEIR or IMEI, you will be able to answer it. No, IMEI number you actually cannot change. Is it Chandresh? Sorry, is it Rangesh? No, no, it is for every device. IMEI number is for every device. Any phone or mobile broadband device, as I've said here. Any phone or mobile broadband device has its own IMEI number. See, Rangesh, I haven't used Apple phones, so I don't know if you can change your IMEI numbers. If you can do that, good. Sorry, CEIR by Moat. Ministry of Telecom, it is TRI actually which is doing that. Okay, then you must be knowing about it, Rangesh, because I haven't used the Apple iPhones, so I really can't say it. I'll maybe have to use it from one of my friends and see if I can do that, because that will be really exciting. Okay, should we proceed? Next question. All right, folks. 15 seconds to read it and 30 seconds to answer it. So, Suman, you should be able to answer this one. Yes, Dream Hunter, you're right. It is unique for every device. That's something I've already told. Okay, folks. Another 5 seconds to go and then 30 seconds to answer it. Actually, they try doing it. That's what they try doing it. But I think with now the mobile tracking device, we already have those systems installed in our phones. I think I don't have it in my phone, the device tracking thing, but I do have it in my tablet. Oh, your friend has a shop. Then you must be knowing it better. Okay, your time starts now, folks. Naveen is like, I don't want to waste my time. Naveen is already answering questions. I think, Akshay, you can do that for the GPS tracking. But actually, you don't do GPS tracking for IMEI. You actually go and track it with the dealers where it might be. So maybe you can do it that way, but only if your GPS is enabled. Otherwise, you can't track anything. And that's how mobile phones get stolen in India. That's how it happened to me. Okay, so there we go. Yes, so the correct answer here is C. So most of you have got it correct. Sumanto should have got it correct because she's from Bihar. Gurpreet, it is not B, it is C. So yes, China is the largest producer of lychee in the world. India is the second largest producer of lychee in the world. In India, lychees are mainly come from Bihar. In fact, Bihar lychees are very, very famous. I remember that very clearly. Whenever we used to travel from UP and Bihar, we always used to buy those fresh lychees from the roadside. In fact, I'll tell you, kinus are very famous in Punjab. If you happen to if you happen to travel along the Jalandhar road or the Ambala road, you'll find a lot of Kinu people there in January especially, and they're very, very good quality Kinus. So Kinus are there in Punjab and lychees are there from Bihar. So let's see. So lychee is actually a very, very old crop. In fact, it entered India through Malaysia. We never used to grow it. And the reason why lychee is so limited in certain areas of the world is because the climatic conditions or the rain conditions that lychee requires is very, very specific. For example, it actually requires a well-drained loamy soil which should be rich in organic matter. However, the pH should be slightly acidic between 5 to 7, and it cannot tolerate frost during winter and dry heat in summer. Now that sounds absurd, but that is how it is. And the temperature should not go beyond 40.5 degrees in summer. And owing to this extraordinary climatic conditions that are required by lychee, most of the production comes from Bihar and the second largest production comes from West Bengal. Yes? Oh, you must be having that, Kaitonde. Rangesh, actually, when I lost my phone, that was when the Nokia N series was coming and Nokia was still in vogue. So that's somewhere in 2008. So I guess almost 10 years have passed. Yes, Shahi Lychee. Yes, guys, and lychee is my favorite fruit. But I do hate that small worms that come into lychee that actually disrupts your taste. So are we clear here? No, it's acidic. After 7 is basic. pH 5 to 7 is not basic, it's acidic. Oh, Shahi Lychee from Muzaffar has good GI tag. Very good. Thanks for the information, Suman. Rajiv, anything between 0 to 7 is acidic, and post 7 to 14 is actually basic. All right? Okay? Yeah, N series was very costly. And I got N73, the latest phone, cost me 14,000 and I lost it on the second day of my college. So don't remind me of those times. Okay, let's come here, folks. 15 seconds to read this and 30 seconds to answer. Well, I'll use your advice, Rangesh. But now I keep my phone stuck to my chest all the times. I don't leave my phone alone. Okay, guys, your time starts in the next 5 seconds. There you go. This is very easy. This was there in the Hindu, so everybody should be able to do it correctly. Okay, I've got my first three correct answers. Pubali, Naveen, Suman. Very good. It's Japan actually. So I'll show you how this paper actually looks like. Priya, you have also come to the class. Very good. Very good. All of you have answered it correctly. So this is how this paper actually looks like. Do you guys know about origami? There was a movie about making those origami cranes. I'm forgetting that movie. That girl or that guy had cancer in that movie, and for time pass, that person used to make a lot of cranes. No, I think it's a Hindi movie. I think it was October. So I think it was that movie in which they actually show origami. So origami actually uses the washi paper, and it was there in the Hindu in science and tech that because of the modern life, even Japan is using less and less of washi paper because people now don't find enough time to make origami because they are busy with TikTok and Snapchats. So that's how it is. Aditya has skipped. What happened, Rangesh? Any doubts? So everybody has answered it correctly. Aditya decided to skip it. Rangesh, any doubts? Okay, next question. This is a little bit difficult. So I'll give you 25 seconds to read it and 30 seconds to answer it. Aditya, why you could not answer this one? You should have been able to answer the Japan one. It was an easy one. Yes? Time starts now. Origami making. They basically use it for aesthetic purposes. It's like, what is the use of making hankies? I mean, you used to have those crocheted hankies or crocheted things. Na? The British used to do. It's there in the Little Women thing. So, just for decorative purposes. It's handmade paper kind of thing. Okay. So, guys, actually, the correct answer is C. Here, the all means all. So the correct answer is C. Yes, all the members of the NAFTA or the North American Free Trade have signed the USMA or the United States Mexico Canada Agreement. Now this agreement is about preserving your intellectual property rights, and hence it provides strong and effective protection and enforcement of rights. All the NAFTA members have actually signed this agreement, and in fact, why this agreement is in news is because it came into effect on 1st July 2020. And the second thing, it is one of those few agreements which actually has very strong provisions regarding intellectual property rights. So that is why this agreement was in news. So the correct answer is C, and nobody has answered it correctly. So piece of information for all of you. This agreement has the most comprehensive enforcement provisions regarding the IP rights, and hence it was in news. It recently came into effect, and yes, all the NAFTA members have signed this agreement under the United States Mexico Canada Comprehensive Agreement. Agreed? And when did the NAFTA came in? NAFTA came in 1994 and NATO came in 1949. I keep repeating these facts so that we don't forget them. Alright? So nobody got it correct here. Okay, folks. Piece of information. Now, this one is an easy one. Very easy one. So I'm starting right away. Rishabh, you are new to my class, right? Pratiksha is also new. Sujit is new. Onam is new. Okay. So, I have some answers here. Nandu, Naveen and Jyoti, all of three, correct. I think most of you will get it correct. I just wanted to bring the article 87 into question. So, it is the article 87 of the question. Aditya, why did you answer it incorrectly? Why? The president addresses the parliament both the times, after each general election and also for the first session of each year. So both the time the president does it. That's contained in article 87 and hence answer C is correct. Yes? Okay. This is about it. There's nothing more important about it. So I'll move to the next question. Is everybody okay with it? So President of India addresses the parliament, that means both the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, at the beginning of the first session, after each general election, and also when the reconstituted lower house meets for the first time. Also addresses both the houses at the beginning of first session of each year. So for example, this year when the first session starts, the president will go and address it. And it is all contained in article 87. Okay. Next question on your screen, folks. And this is very easy again. So your time starts now. It's okay. It's okay, Aditya. Yes, Sujit, I know it's your first class and hope you're liking it. And I hope to see all my students regularly in my classes. Akshay, now are you finding questions a little bit easier? There's something for everyone here. Some questions are difficult, some are hard, just like the prelims exam. Okay, Nandu has already answered. Very good. Nandu is on fire today. Very good. And so is Rangesh. Okay. Yes, guys, it's actually option number C. So, violations of religious freedom. Those countries actually come under country of particular concern, a designation by United States. India was one of those, and it's a very, very recent news that India has been put under country of particular concern, and it has been there since Modi became the Prime Minister, because his what do you say, history or background when it comes to religious matters is not very strong. So we had a major contention. We said whatever we do inside our domestic politics, the way we handle our religion or the way we handle our governance is completely up to us, and no country should make us feel guilty in the way we deal with our religious freedom or our religion or the way we run our country. So that is where it was in news in the Hindu, right? And this is the Ministry of External Affairs answering the United States Secretary of State. Yes? Great, Akshay. All right. Priya, liking it? Oh, Gaitonde, your first class also. Okay. Hi, Alicia. Next question on your screens, folks. Now, this is not difficult. So, this should be easy for you. 20 seconds to read and 30 seconds to answer. Yes, Gaitonde, very right. Communal. So, all those who are here, I hope to see you tomorrow also. Be regular to the classes and together we'll get better at prelims. Yes? So my next class will be day after tomorrow. This class happens on alternate days and it will continue till you guys clear your prelims. I'll be there. Time starts now. Start answering. Naveen. Naveen was the first one to answer it. Akshay is actually asking me, ma'am, C kar दूं? Ma'am, C nahi karoon? So Akshay is sending the question back to me. Very good. Okay, guys. Although all those who have answered A, option number A, they are correct. Yes, it is one only. Saudi Arabia is the first Arab country to be granted full membership of Financial Action Task Force. It was actually set up by the G7, all right, to keep an eye on the financial developments around the world. Now, the FATF or the Financial Action Task Force actually does not comprise of only one regional organization but two regional organizations. All right, so we will just see who are they. So one is European Union and the second is the Gulf Cooperation Council. So there are two regional organizations which are a part of FATF. Yes? So FATF, now what are the quick facts about Financial Action Task Force so that you can directly use it in your mains exam? It was set up in 1989 by the G7 countries to develop policies to combat money laundering, and it was only in 2001, that means after almost after almost 11 years they decided that they should expand it to include terrorism financing, and right now FATF is mostly known for keeping an eye on terrorism financing. Saudi Arabia recently became the first Arab country to be granted full membership of Financial Action Task Force. As of now, there are 37 member jurisdictions and 2 regional organizations which are part of FATF. Now, you will be asking me, ma'am, why is it the only Arab country to be there? Because when the entire Gulf Cooperation Council is there, then all the countries must be a member. No. The organization is a member of FATF, but the individual countries are not. It is only Saudi Arabia which has gained the membership because of its clean record. Alright? Understood? Kind of. You're right. I agree. Gaitonde. Rakhi holiday. You guys want a Rakhi holiday? Chalo, we'll see what I can do. I'll take that into consideration. Don't worry. Okay? Next question. This is the rapid fire and this is where the competition begins. So for the new joinees, I will explain you the rules. Here we will have top 3, fastest 3. So I will just give you 30 seconds to answer the question. Alright? And the top 3 who answer it correctly and in the least amount of time will make it to the leaderboard. So after 5 questions, we will see who has answered the maximum questions correctly, maximum times in the minimum amount of time. That person will be declared winner of the rapid fire round. Yes? Alright. Akshay, then be regular here. And I'm sure you're going to love these sessions because I absolutely love my morning sessions with you guys. They're very, very energizing. Yes, it is Chitti. You know, it's my it's my very, very favorite movie. No, it's not 3.0. It is, I think, Robot 2.0. So this is the bad guy wala Chitti. That's why he has all those red hair here. It's a very, very famous, that one, snippet from the movie. Okay, folks. I will surely give you a chocolate, Gaitonde. Once you clear the exam, I will definitely give you a chocolate. Don't worry about that. Okay, folks. So, the first question is on your screen now and your time begins now. So, answer me. They're all very easy questions, but there is a trap in this question. So, be a little careful before you answer it. What, me too, Rangesh? You want a chocolate too? I just stopped keeping chocolates in my fridge because I was eating them all and it's not doing any good to my health. Yeah, it is first part, I think. I might have mistaken, Aditya. My movie knowledge is not very good. It is just to keep you guys engaged. Okay. Now don't fight with me over movies. All right. Okay. So, yes. My top 3 are Nandu, Pobali. Pobali, you are ill. Still, you are very fast. Pretty impressed. And Suman, see, Suman, you made it to the leaderboard. Sujit, you also answered it correctly. Rangesh, Rishabh, Jyoti, everybody answered it correctly. Naveen, you shouldn't have got it wrong. You're an intelligent child. Alright, so it should be C. Why it cannot be A? Because long run fluctuations, no. We don't do any long run in a managed floating rate exchange system. Go and read the NCERTs. It is there in the last chapter. I think last page only. Keeping and those who have keeping exchange rates fixed, no. See, floating definitely means that the rates will depend on the supply and demand. Managed simply means that there are small fluctuations. For example, immediately we don't have money, or if there is a sudden spike, then the RBI will step in. That's why the correct answer is C. It is not B. Understood, Naveen? Any doubts here? Akshay, understood now? And Supriya, you understand now why it is not A? Because no long run is considered. When you start doing something for long run, then it will not become floating exchange rate. Then it will completely become fixed, because then you try to fix everything if you do it for the long run. Yes? Understood? Everybody? Any doubts? I'll move on to the next question. Question number 17. And your time starts now. If you have any doubts, Naveen, if you still have doubts, please let me know. I will be more than happy to explain it to you again. All right? And same goes for you, Akshay. So Gaitonde, Nandu has been coming to my classes regularly. So he has already attended 5 sessions ahead of you. So don't worry. Come regularly and you will beat the shit out of everyone. Okay. Correct answers. Let me see. Okay. So I already got my first 3. That's Jyoti, Rishabh and Suman. Suman, you're on fire today. Very good. Jyoti, Shukla, Rishabh, very good for a new beginner, and Suman. Okay, Nandu got a little late. Nandu got distracted by Gaitonde's comments. Pavali, Nandu, Naveen, everybody has done it correctly because this was an easy one. Okay, so fastest finger first. Yes, guys, all of you are correct. Sanjeev, very good. Aditya, Fanendra, Sivranjani, Varun, everybody has answered it correctly. Okay. Anybody has any doubt in this question? Anybody needs any explanation? Please let me know. Even if at the end of the session you realize you do not understand something, ping me on the live chat. I will take you back to that PPT or that slide and I will explain everything in detail to you. Alright? We are here to understand everything. So when you go home, you should be completely relaxed that I understood everything from the class. Okay. Next question and your time starts now. Aditya, I hope my voice is clear now today, because isse zyada if I speak, I'll end up losing my throat completely. Great. Sushant, but I don't see your answers. You've joined just now. Which one? The last one? Sushant? Question number 17? I'll explain question number 17 again, Sushant. Let's finish. We are till question number 20 and then I'll come back to question number 17 and explain you. Don't worry. Okay. So, I got my top 3. That's Nandu again. Then Pubali and Sujit. You made it to the top 3. Very good. So Naveen, it is incorrect. Naveen, it is not B. It is actually D. All of them are associated. Rishabh has done it correctly. Gurpreet, it is D. Jyoti has done it correctly. Suman has done it correctly. Gaitonde has done it correctly. Gurpreet, why are you changing answers again and again? Supriya has done it correctly. So all those who have done it incorrectly, the correct answer is D. All are associated. Yes, Sushant, I will take up your query. Just allow me 2 more minutes. We'll complete this and then I'll go back to question number 17. All right. All of them are associated. Now we'll talk about them one by one. Okay. So first, this Arya Samaj and Brahmo Samaj are very well known that they used to work for all the social development. The All India Muslim Ladies Conference, Anjuman-e-Khautan-e-Islam, excuse me if I'm not able to take the names correctly. My bad. I should know better. It was found in 1940. So this was also for the women, for the betterment of women. So all are associated with social reforms. And Pandita Ramabai is very, very famous. Her name is there in the NCERTs. You should have known. Right? She is known for women education. And similarly, Keshav Chandra Sen of Bengal. So all of them are social reformers and they worked either in form of writing or in the form of groundwork. They worked for the social betterment of our country. Yes? Great, Aditya. Sorry, Jyoti, what? Anything? Jyoti, I do not understand. Any question? Can you please write a full sentence? Till then, we'll do the next. Acha, you read it? Okay. Acha, you've read it. Okay. Yes, you must have read it, Pandita Ramabai. Okay, guys. 19th question on your screens and your time starts now. Again, this one is an easy one. All of these are from history and economy, and they are static. Acha, okay. If I don't understand anything correctly, Jyoti, then write a complete sentence, I'll understand it. Okay? All right. Any answers so far? It's raining outside and I really want to go. Okay. So, yes. My top three are Jyoti, Sujit, and Rishabh. Very good. I think today will be a tie. Okay. So, everybody who has marked C, including Pabali, Nandu, Rangesh, Panindra, Gaitonde. Gurpreet, why are you getting everything wrong? And Gaitonde, why did you change your answer to 2 only? You are initially did it correct. Yes, it is C. Both these are correct. Do you guys remember where was permanent settlement introduced? West Bengal. Why was it introduced? Because due to the famine and due to the falling economy of Bengal, the farmers weren't able to pay on time. So they decided that we will fix the claims for once and for all, so that the people have the incentive to invest more in their agriculture, so that any additional profit that comes to them, they can keep it for themselves. And that's why they established the permanent settlement system in West Bengal. Also, they did it so that if there is a permanent settlement, people will be loyal to them, because now they don't have to pay the additional profits that they earn. They can simply pay what is required of them for at least another 20 years, so till the time the system goes on. Yes, Bengal famine, Jyoti, very right. Okay, so this is all about it. Now let's come to the last and final question for today. Yes, Aditya, right, Calcutta. And your time starts now. Both, Gaitonde, there were multiple reasons to actually have the permanent settlement. You have to read between the lines. Yes? Okay. Now, so my top three are, Jyoti, it is not D. The correct answer is B, 1 and 3. Why? Because it was not Rajendra Prasad, it was Rajiv Shukla. His name is given there in the Bipin Chandra book, if you read it. Yes? So I think Nandu remembered that. That's why he said B. So my top three are Nandu, Suman, and Pabali. So let me see who tops today. Sushant, I will just answer your question once we finish this entire thing. Okay, Varun, it is not D. All those who have answered D, it is not D. It is the correct answer is B. Okay, everybody. Naveen has also answered correctly. Jyoti Shukla has answered correctly. Sushant has answered it correctly. Amol is new to my class. Amol has answered it correctly. Sorry, Rajendra Shukla. Sorry. Rajendra Shukla. Yes. Rajendra or Rajkumar Shukla. I'm forgetting the name. Yes. Okay. Chalo. Let's see. The first thing is, yes, it was in 1970 and it was the first satyagraha inspired by Gandhiji. We all know that. So one is correct. That means it could be either this. So C and A can't even be the options. Now the whole fight is between option number B and option number D. Now, if you remember this, it was not requested by Rajendra Prasad, but he was a member of the Champaran Satyagraha. Rajendra Prasad was one of the volunteers. And the third is yes, correct. So he actually had volunteers. He asked people to volunteer and tell him about what was happening. And those people who didn't want to answer, they could simply tell that we don't want to answer, and they could give their reasons why they don't want to answer it. So it was for the indigo cultivation. And this guy Shukla, he was also one of the indigo cultivators. Yes, Gurpreet, I will be continuing till your prelims, till October. So this is an entire month-long series. I started in mid of July and now I'll be continuing it till your prelims. Yes? No, it's his first Satyagriha in India. Yes, you're right, Gaitonde. You're right. It's his first Satyagriha in India. In India, it was for the first time that he actually led a movement. That was from Champaran. Before that, as per his political guru Gopal Krishna Gokhale, he was simply roaming around in India. All right? Yes, Sushant, you're right. Okay. So, guys, let's see who's the winner for today. Okay. Yes, it is Rajkumar Shukla. I'm sorry. I think I'm missing out on names because of lack of sleep now. Interestingly, I have started calling people by different names because I am not getting enough sleep. So apologies for that. However, Rajendra Prasad, Dharnidhar Prasad, Gorakh Prasad, I think three of them were brothers, just joking. Ramnavmi Prasad, all of them were from Bihar, so obviously Prasad is their common name. And Anugraha Narayan Sinha and all these guys, they were there with Gandhiji, who were there to record the reasons that were given by the volunteers. All right. So that's there. And this is, you're welcome, Rishabh. You're welcome, guys. Sujit, I don't actually have the PDFs for this because I make the PPTs and to assemble it all together will actually make it a hodgepodge. That's why I don't give out PPTs for this. Maybe once I finish with this, just before your prelims, I'll send out the complete compilation so that you have all the questions together. As of now, your teacher is not a very organized one. Does that work? Okay. So guys, please wait. We need to announce the winner for today. So let me see. For the first question, there were Nandu, Pubali and Suman. For the second, Jyoti, Rishabh and Suman. Third, Nandu, Pubali and Sujit. Fourth, Jyoti, Sujit and Rishabh. And fifth, again, Nandu, Suman and Pubali. So kind of we have Pubali 3 times. We have Nandu 3 times. We have Suman 3 times. So guys, there's a tie. But I think maximum question today were answered correctly both by Nandu and Suman together. I think both Nandu and Suman. Okay, Aditya. Guys, noted. I won't take any class on 3rd August. Done? Happies? You're welcome. So, guys, today there is a tie. It is between Nandu, Vijay and Suman Jha. Both of you, congratulations. Very, very well done. Suman, you've been improving brilliantly. And Nandu, he's defending his title in Roland Garros. You understand the joke, guys? Like Rafael Nadal does in his clay court. So Nandu is defending his title every day. Very good. Okay, Jyoti, you got 17 on 20. Very good. Yes, Sushant, I'm coming back to that. Yes, Gaitonde, I write everybody's names. All right, Suman, I'm glad. Okay, guys, this is the Telegram group link. Sushant, I'm just coming to that. Don't worry. This is the Telegram group link where I post all my upcoming videos links both on Unacademy and on YouTube. All right. So guys, come to Unacademy also. The special classes are beginning today night. Today at 8:30 p.m. There's a similar session on Unacademy where we do similar questions and there's a leaderboard. Then this is the Telegram channel link for current affairs. Here also I post all my upcoming videos both on Unacademy and on YouTube. So you can follow me at either of these places so that you will always be updated about when the next class is. All right. You're welcome. So our next class is on YouTube. We have it on I think 3rd August, but I think you guys want me to cancel it. So I'll see what I can do about it. If I cancel it, I will post it in the Telegram session. The Unacademy class, similar session, special classes, free for everybody to attend, is at 8:30 p.m. tonight, between 8:30 to 9:30. It's a 1-hour session. It's a time session. All right. So you can attend it in the evening also. The questions will be different. So my each session, the questions are not same. All the questions are different. But that's a current affairs series only. No static questions. All right. Okay. You're welcome. Sushant coming. Sushant, are you still here? I'll come back to your question number 17 and I'll explain you that. Sushant, what is happening in hedging, right? That was what you were asking now. Yes. So coming to hedging, the thing is that, for example, say I said as of now I want to buy, say I decide I really like England a lot. Okay, so I decide that I'll go and buy a house next to the Buckingham Palace. I want to live besides the Queen. Now, at that point of time, rupee was 90 rupees equal to 1 pound. All right. But given the current situation, and say India and UK are now no more on good terms, but UK is not being excluded and India has been excluded, and now the currency rate rises to 100 rupees per pound. All right. So that means if I was getting something for 100 pounds, now that will be almost 10 times more costly for me. So to actually hedge against those kind of risk, that if the currency increases or decreases or I might profit or lose, we have hedging, the concept of called hedging. So what we do in hedging, there are multiple ways. Either there is a way of having options or futures that we both parties decide that whatever happens, whatever the rate of pound or that changes, yes, whatever, if the rupee rate changes or the pound rate changes, we will not change our agreement. If you promise to buy something from me on a set date for 90 rupees a pound, you will still buy it for the same rate. So that is one kind of hedging when you have a contract. The second kind of hedging is when you invest in multiple options. For example, similarly to investing into a house by paying in rupees, I also buy something already in bonds, so that if the value raises in bonds, I can pay back in terms of my bonds denominated shares. Or for example, diversifying my portfolio. Say for instance, how I have invested my money. I have some of my money in sovereign gold bonds. I have some of my money in land. I have some of my money in fixed deposits. I have some of my money in sweep deposits, so that if one of my portfolios is not giving me enough return, or if it is failing, the other three will protect me. However, if I put all my eggs in one basket, and if by chance the basket falls, all of the eggs will get destroyed. But by putting my eggs in various baskets, I will save at least some of my eggs. So that is called hedging. So why do you do hedging? Mostly in finance terms, to actually cover the risk of fluctuations in the foreign exchange rates between the currencies. Yes? Sushant, understood? Is it understandable? Are you there? Okay, great. So guys, we'll close for today. And if you like my videos, please hit the like button and share your videos, share these videos with your friends, tell them to come to the classes. The more people we will have here, the more will be the competition. All right, and the better you will get at the competition. So be here and hope to see you guys regularly to my classes. We'll have lots of fun in the classes and hope you have a wonderful day. And for any subscriptions, any subscription under the UPSC CSE category on Unacademy for our brilliant courses, please use my code SBUS or Siddhi Bangard on Unacademy Plus. That's the full form of this code, or use SBUS. And you will get an instant 10% off on all our subscriptions under the UPSC CSE category. With that, folks, I'll close for today. Hope you all have a brilliant day ahead. It's already raining outside and I'm dying to go outside because it's a beautiful day. With that, thank you and have a good day. See you. Let's see. See you tonight at 8:30 p.m. on Unacademy. And let me see if we'll do the 3rd August session. But since there's a huge demand, let me see if you guys want a break. I'll give you a break. All right. Sushant, my next class is today at 8:30 p.m. on Unacademy. Join the Telegram channel. The links are there so that you can directly join the Unacademy sessions. 8:30 p.m. We'll do different set of questions there. Okay, the explanations will be similar and the experience will be wonderful, better than here. Other thing is, for this class, the 3rd August class, again, I will put it on the Telegram group whether or not we are having the class, because I will have to inform my Unacademy team also. Yes, but the next class is today at 8:30 p.m. Okay, chalo folks.